Hi everyone.
That's not everyone, Trevor.
Good point. This is a very specific video we put together for you as Careego champions, Steve Hetherington, Diane Cabold, and Trevor Cave. We got together and thought to capture some high-level messaging that we can then in turn convey to our clients at intake meetings so they can be introduced to the most relevant elements of Careego, start to get excited about the tool, and using it. Careego is their best friend. So I'm going to hand it over to Steve to start the process.
Welcome to Careego. This session will give you a demo on how to show Careego to your clients in intake meetings or in other meetings where you want to run them through the basic features of Careego to get them started on the site. Originally, they will just go to Careego.com and be able to log in. You'll see the login here at the top. When they first log into the site, they will see the main dashboard. This is the heart of the system. This is where they will get all their information, be able to start and run with everything they need to go through. So I'm going to run you through the different segments. But first I'm going to show you one of the top things we've been asked for recently, which is how to change the username. The username can be changed here at the top. You'll see your name, or the client's name. Click here to edit your account profile. Within the account profile, you have the ability to change your password, as well as now you can change your username. So those usernames with the long names and all the weird numbers at the end, you can now change it to something simple. I suggest people use your first initial and last name to be able to use that account. For your sales consultants, use the same login you would use in the office. So on the My Careego page, we'll go back to the desktop. So now back to the dashboard, I'll run you through the first segment of modules. The first module is the profile. The first thing you'll like your clients to get done is to actually edit their profile. Within the edit profile, they can then update the information. Their name will already be there, but they can add in their industry, their position, the company they've been working for, country, location. They can also set the privacy settings. You'll see check marks for members and public. Members are for people who are logged in paid members of Careego, such as our retail clients or our CT clients. Public is for anybody who's using the site as a free site. So they can, on the dashboard, they can set within their profile also what they're doing. So the update for that is to select different items, determine my interests, developing, getting oriented, exploring Careego, maybe one of their statuses. This is similar to what the status settings are for things like LinkedIn or Facebook. The next segment is My Contacts. On here they can now add people or friends, contacts to their list who are also using Careego, very much like a social networking site like Facebook and LinkedIn again. These are people who are only on Careego and can be added in. They can be free, they can be retail, or they can be client accounts. Doesn't matter. They just search the name, they can search the city, they can search different ways to find different people and add them to their contact list. You can do so the same to add your own clients or the other consultants as well. The last piece here is the My Documents on this side. My Documents allows them to upload files up to about 5 megabytes in size, total size for number of files, that they can then capture on the site. This allows them to store them here and be able to access them from other locations. A good suggestion would be when they're working at home with Careego, they can upload their resume or other documents they're working on, cover letters, attach them here within Careego, safely within their own account. Then when they're in the office or another location, they can still access their documents remotely. So we don't need to bring around a memory key or burn CDs or DVDs. And now I'll pass it over to Trevor to talk about the career positioning system.
Thanks, Steve. At this point, we move on to the career positioning system, where clients are introduced to the 7 mountains of career transition, ranging from determining interest, focus, and values, right through planning and researching, marketing yourself, networking and building contacts, interviewing and negotiating the offer, the first 100 days on the job, and even career checkup for those involved in proactive career management. Each of these mountains can be clicked, and clients will see an overview of certain questions that will help them understand where they are in relation to best practices in these territories, and be referred to support materials available within the Careego system. Community updates. As a client will be encouraged to indicate where they're at in their transition, let's say they're networking, they can click on networking, and they will be connected with everyone else within the Careego network that is also networking. Assessments is an area that is external to the Careego system. Once clients go and take assessments, they have 30 days to take them all because it is a specific paid service that we have for a duration of time. So 30 days is the period within which they need to do that. So they really do need to be in assessment phase and willing to embark on the assessment journey all at once. So encourage the effective use of that territory. Resume Tutor will offer clients other perspectives on resume building, things perhaps in additional or as a substructure to the hands-on practical advice you'll be given in the one-on-one sessions. And Jobs will link through to the Job Spider tool, through which they can access up to 4 million jobs across North America. Back to the dashboard, we'll also see that there is a Careego alert where they will be alerted to any inbound mail that will come in through the Careego system. And the Canadian Press has direct feeds right through the Careego system on a timely basis. I'm going to pass it back to you, Steve.
Part 3 of the dashboard is working on the last column here towards the right. At the very top, you'll see the Get Help. Getting started, this is an overview of the different sections, again, what we're talking about here. Quick reference for people to know what the different segments are. If people are actually looking for support and want to get contacted, they can certainly go to the Contact Us at the bottom and be able to send a message to Careego support at mexperts.ca. The next module here is the My Career Coach. My Career Coach here actually is linking to the online coach. So when you have your clients on board, they will show up in your list, you will show up as their coach, but you will not be their on-call coach. The on-call coach is really entitled to be set up for the retail clients, so they'll have access to that, but not to an actual in-person coach such as yourselves. So you could use this to tell your clients to say that every time you're on vacation or they need to follow up, they can certainly use the on-call coach, but their first line of attack should be you. The next module is recommended resources. This can change depending on how the Careego team sees what they want to put out front. Ones that are up here now, dealing with employment changes, developing your leaving story. These are areas we think are very important. As we go through the process, we'll add different things in, they'll change. We have different resources we want to recommend. The next module is in the Careego events. Careego events at this point are strictly the webinars at this point, only because these are all national and the same for every office. We haven't yet have any capability to have all the classroom sessions on yet because, of course, they're all different for each office. So the clients can look here to see the webinars, but they can't actually register here, but it is a good way for them to see what's coming up. The next piece here is our feature video. The video will change on a random basis. There's just one here now, but they will add more in as they go along, and they can watch that. So again, more information. Again, this is a resource center for them to use. And that's the last column. They can use all those pieces, be able to see all that's there, and this is the dashboard to live in. I'm now going to pass it on to Diane, who's going to talk about the next segments, about the discussions, the resources, and the job.
The last 3 buttons on the Careego website are the Discuss button, the Resources, and the Jobs button. Within the Discuss tab, you're going to find this is where the discussion forums and the blogs are located. On the front page here, you'll have some highlights of the current blogs and forums. And under the Discuss tab, you can click on the discussion forums, take a look at the current forums that are on this page, and you can participate or read any of them. So by clicking on Answering Questions, you can see there are 4 different topics that have been created. And if we want to see what people have written, we can click on any one of these topics and scroll through the different discussions that are currently being done. Back to the Discuss tab, the Expert blogs are where you're going to find a number of different articles related to your job search process, dealing with today's difficult marketplace, interviewing, 10 top things you want to know about LinkedIn. Click on any one of these blogs, read the complete article, and if you would like to actually make a comment, you can do so at the very bottom of the screen. These comments are emailed to the on-call coach, and they are reviewed and approved and then posted on the site. For any of our core content, go under the Resources tab. Anything that was within our career tracks or work track binders will be located in this section. We have reevaluating your career, marketing communications, personal marketing strategy, building contacts, and interviewing. In addition, we also have the section that Mern Hinchley developed on research, where you'll find all of the business links. The final part of this resource tab are where the Installa assessments are housed. Clicking on the assessment tab will bring you up to the number of the different assessments. And as indicated here on the front page, the candidate has 30 days to access these assessments from the time they begin the assessment profile. The last tab is where JobSpider is housed. This is identical to what was seen on Career Capital, and they can either conduct their basic or their advanced job search.